First one was horrible. How much weed is that? That's a tiny amount of weed. That's 2 nuts. It's like you give someone $5 and they give you a cellophane from a cigarette pack with 2 nuts in it.
Yeah, but they're all
Blueberry muffin. Chemdog. Chemdog Millionaire is the better version. Papaya. Oh. Apple flavor. Christ is king. Yeah, we still haven't sent out our thank yous for our wedding, and like 4 days after Christmas, we gave her a framed picture of the 3 of us, like us and my grandmother. And we got a thank you card from her like 3 days after, and I was like, okay, bitch.
I think the message
We know what you're doing. Yeah, you're welcome.
I think the message from her is that you were raised better than that. I'm not saying I agree with that.
Speaking of raising, we should talk about this in the podcast. Apparently, Trump's trying to pass a bill that will make it so that
can we get to that?
He's trying to pass a bill where someone who's paying child support gets to claim the child as independent taxes.
So?
If the person doesn't have custody, they shouldn't be able to claim the person that the child is independent.
Maybe that's a better stipulation.
Is that wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong for saying that? Am I wrong? 2 wars? 2 wars?
Huh? No, I don't think he's coming now. Yeah. If you want to sit in, you're welcome.
Do you want to sit in? Spot me.
Do you want to flip the screen
you said
just
Kai.
so we can see it?
Yeah, I invited my friend Kai, but then he said that he had to go to a holiday party at one of the restaurants he works at.
Oh yeah, I could turn one. I got 2 going.
Yeah.
We're rolling already?
What?
Oh yeah, just get in there. Just get in.
All the racial slurs?
Which ones?
All of them.
Did I say? I don't think I said anything. We could turn the road off then, probably.
Okay. I'm just going to... It's funny because she can't even hear me. Oh, now you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I was talking to Danny.
Danny McBride?
Yeah, if we just want to stay rolling, let's just stay rolling.
Yeah.
And then I'll just delete the...
What's that one?
Ed 2 one.
What's that one in your hand?
Oh yeah.
Does that turn into a drone?
This is a drone that flies right into my ass.
Drones. Drones.
Camera thing.
It looks like a dragonfly body.
It's the body of a dragonfly. That's how it was made. But birds don't play with it.
Yeah, it's the Zoom Dragonfly 3000X.
Yeah, it's the Zoom M4. It's way bigger in person than I thought, and it looks cool and whatnot. Guys, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. As always, we want to invite you to check out Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois. Catty. Caddyshack, il.org, however you want to spell it. We are just locking in. It's Inauguration Day. Baby brother is here because he's I've said this a million times, the most powerful political mind of our generation.
I got ideas.
And
I'm ahead of the curve.
Because he was born and raised.
I was born and raised.
And that's the energy we're going to lead with into this new era. It could also be the final era. But you know what? I've always said I'm ready for Jesus. Anytime he needs me.
I think I prefer Jesus over a totalitarian dictatorship person.
Wendy, I thought you might say some shit like that. Let's get to the notes.
I didn't look at the notes.
You haven't looked at the notes?
Just the notes.
Yeah, hold on, it's refreshing still.
Please hold.
It's an old iPad. This is a Gen 1 of the iPad Pro.
Oh, I have an older one than that. I tried to use it for D&D, and it literally can't keep up.
Yeah, we're good. JacobV.com, JACOBVI.com for how to find us kind of everywhere. We were off TikTok. We're back on TikTok. It only took 17 hours, and we didn't miss a beat. It would actually happen within our posting window. So we posted TikToks on Saturday, and then we were able to post TikToks again on Sunday, and Christ is King. We're going to talk about that message, though, from... what's it called? Patreon.com/JacobV. All kinds of stuff that's going to sustain you during our upcoming madness.
Like it's called martial law.
Yeah, there's going to be Look, you got a communist fucking elf bar. How did you get a Soviet elf bar?
Because I'm all about sharing.
Can I see the... look at the stars. This looks like the Comrades logo from Wayne's World, where they go see the shitty Beatles.
When you download the Red Note app, they send you one of these geek bars.
You know what? I'm only posting on Facebook in Mandarin from now on. And I posted this morning in Mandarin, and I said, welcome to the 2025 experience. I don't know how to pronounce that in Mandarin, but I figured out how to get my phone to make it. Because that's going to be my digital footprint with Meta moving forward.
I think I'm going to learn Mandarin just because it sounds so nice.
It's a good idea. I like Cantonese, too, is nice.
Yeah, but that just reminds me of Wayne's World.
That's two. That's why you're obsessed with Wayne's World.
Yeah, because there's that club, the Hammer and Sickle.
The Comrades.
Is that what a Comrades?
Yeah.
The Hammer and Sickle and the thing.
Where they saw the shitty Beatles.
It was a communist metal club.
Oh, Christ.
Communism.
No Antics, Blended by Stereo, Kits Row, all have shows coming up. You could find exclusive content from me with them on Patreon, but also you could find them all on Bandcamp. You can buy merch from them. Kits Row, for some reason, only has smalls and mediums right now. So if you're a small or medium-sized person, go to Kits Row on Bandcamp and get those.
Actually, I kind of hate that because there's never shirts in my size when I want to buy one. Because there's too many people built like me.
Yeah, I don't understand why all shirts just aren't my size, and then on smaller people just wear big shirts.
Yeah. Oversized tees are in.
It's way in.
But oversized tees on me look like normal tees. Figured that out.
Yeah. Even the long ones.
But I like the long ones. Because then you don't see my
Like, you could wear an Old Navy T-shirt dress just as a T-shirt.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time I just thought it was a really cool long T-shirt.
It wasn't even that long on you. Your balls would have hung out still.
Maybe not.
That Soviet elf bar sent some kind of communication in my microphone. Did you hear that? You hit that communist vape. Speaking of, the first current event I wanted to hit on today, as you know, I'm watching the inauguration. I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see, rumor has it, Vladimir Putin retreats to a secluded resort-type facility where he bathes in the blood of Russian stags ahead of his meeting with Trump this week.
Yeah, what of it?
He's in the wilderness bathing in deer blood.
I mean, at least he's not outsourcing his stag supply.
It is the domestic stags. I wonder what the mythology is about that. Did it make him feel powerful or
Are you
formidable?
getting me good on the mic here?
Yeah.
I feel like
Everything's great.
Okay.
Would you like more of yourself in your ears?
I don't know if I need it. I just feel like I'm getting more of that than I am of this.
I have better mic technique than you. I have a more perfect instrument that I exercise more regularly.
I'm donkey lipping like you told me to do.
Yeah, but I also feel like you're holding back on the volume a little bit. Don't you feel like you're trying to whisper?
Oh, I'm sorry.
There,
Let me pick it up.
No, isn't that nice?
I'm still it's fine. Go ahead.
That's Mom's favorite part of the show is when we complain about how things sound. Where was I? Vladimir Putin is bathing in stag blood, allegedly.
Not that weird.
Wendy Williams is still alive. She's actually doing
weirder.
much better, but she's locked up in some kind of nursing home.
That's
Is she
weirder
really?
than Putin bathing in deer blood.
Yeah, she has a conservatorship, and the guardian on her conservatorship is a lawyer she's never actually met in person.
Crazy.
So I think she was jammed up in that in 2021 when she did that Lifetime series where she was a hot mess and she was, drunk and whatever. And she's not great now, but she is sober. And she wants to go to Miami where her elderly father lives and whatnot. But they got her jammed up in a nut house. It's not even a nut house. It's a luxury nursing home. Mm-hmm. But she's not. How old is Wendy Williams?
She's 62.
That's fact. I will fact check though.
You guys want to Price is Right it real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. 62 is really good. I'm just gonna go for 63.
I'll go 59.
Oh,
60
she's
exactly.
60 years old.
Damn, I lost.
59 was my guess. But yeah, so because she was complaining on the Breakfast Club the other day that she's in this luxury assisted living nursing home type facility, but they don't let her have any of her own stuff. She has a phone in the room. She can call out, but she can't get calls.
Interesting.
And she's got a bed and a TV and a window, and that's
That's like a containment cell.
Yeah. But she's also worth millions of dollars. She did that show for
Long time.
a long, long time and was making $15 million a year on the show by the end of it.
That seems low.
Well, it's daytime TV.
Well, that's fair. I've never been a big fan.
But maybe she felt like it was low. Maybe that's why she
Isn't
quit.
she a horrible person?
Who?
Wendy Williams?
For what?
I don't know. I just feel like this. It feels like in the back of my head something's like bad, something bad about the Wendy Williams thing. I don't know.
What's bad about
Did she
Wendy
not do some
Williams?
mean shit to some people or something?
I'm going to need a little bit more than that if I can help you out on that.
I don't know. Who got her spot? Was it Drew Barrymore?
Probably Kelly Clarkson.
Did you know that Hollywood Square is still a thing?
I just came back yesterday.
The TV show?
I just saw after the Bills.
And I saw Drew Barrymore
Ravens
was
game.
on there. And other people that are just kind of like, oh, that's
Is
what they've
Bruce
been doing.
Valanche still alive?
Good chance.
I think so. Let's go up or down on him. I'm gonna go
Bruce Valanche is definitely 70.
70.
I was going to say 73.
8.
Right in the middle.
Danielle, do you think I can get you to plug this in? Would that
Got to
be
learn how to
crazy?
spell Bruce. Hold on.
That's the part that you're struggling with?
Oh, man, look. Oh,
How old?
76.
76.
I win. By Price is Right rules. That's fucking crazy.
Thank you, Dan. That works.
Thinking about that.
Hold on, I gotta unplug two to get it flush with the.
What? Okay.
The thing is that he looked like that for so long.
Is he still alive?
I'm not seeing any.
Oh.
I'm not seeing a death. So
He must still be alive.
Yeah.
He was good friends with Luther Vandross.
Oh yes. Was it Vandross or Vandross?
Vandross. R.I.P.
Okay.
And so, Putin, Stags, we're entering what we're calling a kakistocracy, which is a government made up of the least qualified people in the state that they're governing.
What would it be, like a cacastratic oligarchy then?
Well, because that's the problem, right? Well, that's what dumb people do when you give them positions of power. They steal all the money.
And we're getting real close to that thing in Idiocracy where there's just a bunch of dumb people in tank tops and with medals on their chests hanging out in a room. It's like that's
The
that's
tank
the
tops would
Secretary
be
of
bad
Defense.
because it's older people, but yeah, I think
You ever smelled a geriatric armpit?
not on purpose and not lately.
Man, it's something. It's kind of like how girl poops are kind of dusty smelling.
Oh, no.
But their whole, every odor that comes off their body is just kind of like someone like popped a hole in a vacuum bag. You know?
What?
You never smelled a dusty girl poop? You never go in the bathroom after
Dusty?
a dust? Okay, here's the thing.
I'm so
Our
glad I
entire
had two
life, I
toilets.
thought our mother had weird smelling poops because I go in the bathroom after her and be like, she pooped, but something in the air smells dusty. I don't know if it was like she's pooping so hard that it makes like concussion.
She's knocking the dust off of it?
She like, her makeup goes in the air when she poops real loud. I
It's
don't
the
know.
old makeup falling off
But
of her
then
face.
I found out after going to the bathroom after other people over time, specifically women, that there's some dusty poop smells.
Can I tell you that you have a couple of things wrong with you, and one of them is you poop too much in places that are not your house.
I poop other places more than I poop at home because
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, no, the thing is sometimes you gotta get up and get going, and you don't got time. So I actually have a list of quick trips in my head that I feel comfortable pooping at.
Yeah. Really? Where are those?
Yeah.
And then sometimes you got to stop at a Shell or something, and it's rough. It's
Oh, yeah,
bad.
that's tough. You
You
gotta
got to
go
get
full
in and out.
cheek on-
Sometimes you got to do a squatty potty.
I've never done a squatty
When you
poopy.
weigh as much as I do, and you're my size, standing on the bare toilet bowl with your shoes and then squatting
What?
is so dangerous.
What?
You got sometimes I just stand straight up and I just let it go. That 6 foot drop that's got to go. That's not true. I've never done that.
Okay.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much porcelain I would have broken over the years?
Absolutely.
How many ankle cuts I would have suffered?
God damn.
I don't
So
know what
dangerous.
I don't know what I do with my bowl.
You don't know what you did with your bowl?
Did you leave it in the kitchen cabinet?
I think it's
That wasn't even funny. Go ahead.
in the car.
Oh,
It's fine.
that's unfortunate. You had all the other stuff here.
I know I have everything else. Will you start grinding some of this up for me?
I guess.
It'll give you something to do.
Yeah, I know. I'm already talking.
Yeah, you're talking. You're good
Contributing.
Melania
This
dressed
one's-
up like the hamburger.
This one's Chem Dog.
Chem Dog. Start with the Chem Dog.
Start with Chem Dog.
Start with the Chem Dog.
You want to blend all of it together?
No, I mean I didn't say that.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't say that.
What were you saying?
Melania was dressed up like the Hamburglar.
I saw. I saw.
Love it.
I saw that. She was
And
wearing
I feel so bad.
black
for her.
dress with white trim shit on it, and then a big old brim
Big.
black hat. Did I say a white dress? Black dress. Black dress. White trim. Big old black flat brimmed hat. Literally, it was hamburger.
Literally.
It was good.
That's
Too
awesome.
close to deny.
Too close.
And and they had to move it all inside because it was so cold, and which was fine. But then Trump ended up giving 2 different speeches.
There's one for the inside people and one for the outside people.
Yeah,
And the outside people were invited to the inside speech.
right. And so
But the inside people were invited. To
the
outside
second one
speech.
kind of got rambly. He had like a real passionate moment with the guy from Texas. I don't really understand their backstory or their lore or what's happening there. But whatever. I mean, I guess we should talk about you doing that because that seems to be what's interesting right now. Isn't that captivating?
What about a guy from Texas?
I don't remember. That's just who, like, Trump did like 20 minutes exclusively for the governor of Texas, I think, in his second speech today.
No. I'm just so glad he brought back TikTok.
I think they just took it away just to bring it back. It's a psyop. I don't think it was ever going to
Someone-
not go anywhere.
Someone who's got a good
That's
following.
what made me mad that I wanted to talk about.
Someone who's got a good following on TikTok said that they took it down for that like 12 to 16 hours just to change the algorithm so they could sell the algorithm back to China and keep everything else. And that they're putting an extension while they're looking for an adequate buyer. Some say Mr. Beast is going to buy it. I doubt that.
I
Interesting.
doubt it. He's in the NSA.
Who's that, honey?
Elon wants it.
Oh, did I tell you that Danielle's officially a Vitamchek?
Right. Isn't that exciting?
Yep. So, guys, Mrs. Danielle Linda Vitamchek is in the room. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she wants to contribute, but she doesn't want to be on the microphone.
Yeah. But she wants to be able to hear
But she wants to tell me what to say. What was that, honey?
I think it was
Elon Musk.
Oh, Elon wants TikTok.
Hello, I'm Elon
The
Musk.
colors match already with his black and white thing.
Yeah. Remember, he is dark.
But video on
Gothic
Twitter
MAGA.
seems fine. They just need to open the beta with Opus Clip, and I would love the
Dark
the video platform on
Gothic
X.
MAGA. Sorry, I never get over that. Should I be paying attention to what you're saying?
No,
Okay, cool.
no. I'm not really worried about it. I'm more worried about everything else.
Hey, Dan,
The communist vape.
we got to bring it back
You could hit one of these.
because we're
at
talking
any
about
point.
China.
Oh!
We got it.
He fumbled it.
The thing was in my.
That's the
was in
fumble
my
of the
line sight.
decade.
The sun was in my eyes.
My thing is, what is it? Are things going to get weird?
I think that
The
I
executive.
think
Do you
that-
mind pulling up a list of day one executive orders that are?
Oh, you want to fucking
Just
trigger
things
me
to get
like
mad
that.
about. Well, I tell you why I was mad
Well,
is
sir,
because
there's the one thing the possible thing with the child support thing that I'm not cool with, but you go
we
ahead.
should also do that.
Mm-hmm.
Put a pin in that. One of them is, okay, tell me about this. Trump wants to do what with child support?
Wants to pass a bill that makes it so that the child support payer is the person that gets to claim the child as a dependent, rather than the person that the child is in custody of, or the parent is in custody. The parent that has custody of the child can't, but the child support payer can.
I have to say, I'm speaking from a place of privilege on this. I feel undecided on this issue. But I'm speaking from the privilege of our dad always paid child support in full and on time.
It wasn't always on time, but it was always in full.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So,
But at the same time, there were two different divorces, so then there were two different custody agreements. So
here
we
is the
had
obvious problem.
split custody.
The obvious problem is, what if somebody has been ordered to pay child support, so then they use that paperwork to claim the kid on their taxes, but they haven't actually been making those payments.
That should void them being able to do that, but it takes months.
But
of
we're
on
trusting
record.
local
it
family
takes-
court to communicate with the IRS. That's not going to
Right,
happen.
that's probably not. But at the same time, it takes months of recording on-time payments for a lot of that to even be like filed and presentable as proof or evidence when it comes to those kind of trials.
So,
I mean, you're really just pissing in the wind.
yeah, so that's probably a problem. I don't think I'm going to assume that this specific administration is going to make the right decision about child support specifically.
No. I think it's meant to target single moms.
Also, it's targeting people that are fully employed, such that they're filing taxes expecting to get a return in the first place. You know what I mean? What if they're not gainfully employed?
Well, and maybe they both get to claim the child as a dependent. I don't know the full
that should
legality
definitely be
there.
an option. I mean,
But
both.
If you have no custody and you're not making child support payments, then you shouldn't at all.
Yeah.
However, there should be a happy medium. It's just also if the person's only sending like a shitty amount of agreed upon money every month and then being no part of that child's life, I don't think they should be able to claim them as a dependent.
Yeah, maybe the real solution is that maybe both parents should get to claim the kid as a dependent on their taxes.
As long as both are contributing. If one's just being a shithead in another town or an apartment across town
But you solve that problem humanely
or prison,
if you just allow them both to get the tax credit,
I guess.
especially if they're both on the birth certificate. Because then we don't have to have this conversation.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then she gets her tax credit whether or not he ever gives her any money.
But then they'll probably fight over why is it 50-50? I do 75% of the job and they do 25,
Yeah.
so blah, blah, blah.
I agree.
I still think that the idea
I didn't even
of-
say split it. I said
I
give them
said
both
the
the
idea
full
of putting
credit.
this shit into action just sounds like it's targeting the...
Lucius has our day one
custody
executive
holding
orders that have been promised.
You got it?
I do have them.
By our
Okay.
dear
I don't know how
leader.
much longer I could drag that out. Thank
Okay,
goodness.
yeah, okay. So there's 10 sweeping executive actions on border security alone. Okay. Number 1, declare a national emergency at the border. Okay. The officials on the call said that this action will allow U.S. armed forces to finish the border wall and allow the Secretary of Defense to deploy members of the armed forces and National Guard to the border. Number 2, in quotations, clarify the military's role in border security. This action directs the military to prioritize our borders and protect territorial integrity by repelling forms of invasion, including unlawful mass migration, narcotics trafficking, human smuggling, and trafficking, and other criminal activities. Number 3, end catch and release. Continue building the wall and end, quote, remain in Mexico. I'm not sure what remain in Mexico is, but
I think that means that they just
I thought he
kinda-
wanted to go back to remain in Mexico.
I think that means that if they catch somebody trying to get over, they just kind of push them back over again and say, you stay over there.
yeah.
But
I
now
thought
it's
that
if they're
was-
caught at all trying to interfere or migrate illegally.
And I'm
then
no
they'll just be
expert, but I
arrested.
thought remain in Mexico means they have to wait in Mexico while their immigration is approved or whatever.
that could be it.
Okay, we'll go back to that because there's so much more.
Yeah, there's
What?
like 10
Yeah.
of them.
What else?
Okay, so designate criminal cartels as terrorists.
Well,
It'll be
Well, that's because he wants to send the Army Rangers after the cartels at the border.
Yeah,
and,
But doesn't that cause
It'll
military
come-
occupation of the?
yeah, and those guys are not subtle. They'll kill everybody.
What's the thing though is like if we start sending military into Mexico for terrorists, which are just drug cartels, then that becomes a reason to have our military occupying Mexico in some spots, and that just doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound kosher. I mean, we've heard a lot about like when we had to go into Pakistan to shoot Osama bin Laden in the face in front of his children,
Right.
which was not great.
Right.
Like we can't just go do that. We had to, be kind of covert about it, and then kind of really be. It was kind of shitty, like to.
Right.
So to just drive over the border into Mexico and start shooting people.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a Krispy Kreme?
Yeah.
Was it crispy?
No, and I wouldn't say crispy.
Right.
When I think crispy, I think breaded. I think crunchy.
Right.
Right.
What
And
what else
So
you
the
got?
next one
Okay.
is suspend refugee resettlement for at least 4 months. End asylum and close the border to those without legal status via proclamation. Officials said they are planning to end asylum entirely and close the border to those without legal status via proclamation, quote, which creates an immediate removal process without possibility of asylum. Number 7, did we just touch on this end birthright citizenship?
no, tell me that.
The officials said the White House plans to end birthright citizenship, which is enshrined in the 14th Amendment.
Right.
They argued the amendment does not recognize automatic birthright citizenship for child born in the United States to parents without legal status.
Oh, really?
Action is
That's a
likely
big
to
one.
see immediate legal changes.
That's a
Yeah.
big deal.
legal challenges. Yeah, absolutely. I know.
How many was Melania?
Melania wasn't even. Melania is not a citizen by any other right
So
that.
would they have to deport the children that he had with Melania?
No,
that's not
because one birthright citizenship, if one of your parents is a citizen, is probably upheld.
That's
Yeah, no, it's-
probably
it's-
true.
it's about-
But
it's
if you
But right now,
immigrate-
Without legal status.
if you immigrate as two illegals and you happen to be pregnant, that child being born on U.S. soil does not make it
a citizen any
Birthright.
a
longer.
citizen any longer, which I think is kind of fucked up.
It's definitely insensitive.
Well, they don't care.
I think. I think
Remember,
an
this
American
land is
citizen
your land.
a valuable commodity. Can I
This
say
land
this?
is my land.
That was Lee Greenwood.
Yeah, remember
No,
the-
Lee Greenwood was. God bless the USA.
You're supposed to know
this.
these things.
You're talking about Woody Guthrie or Arlo Guthrie.
That's the one. And so, like, does that song void then because of all this shit?
Well, I don't think Trump likes that song. Trump really likes YMCA. He had the actual Village People, the people
Yeah.
performing under the official license as the Village People.
Who said it's not a gay song, which obviously it is.
What else is it?
What if it's not
I was
been
screaming
one?
this at my
Well-
wife today. Is it about the organization? Is it
Yeah.
about families going to swim lessons? I thought it was about going to a place where you could pipe a dude,
Which still happens.
which I'm
And-
for.
And to
But the
as
end
of
of
right
his
now
rally
is
on
one of the
YouTube
cheapest
Live
places.
yesterday was him doing his dance with the
Yep.
Village people,
people.
gay icons.
Young man.
Yeah.
I
Macho
love
Man.
that
As you can
song.
go, I said, young man.
I love all their
he's-
songs.
And he's doing the thing.
But I like gay icons. Trump doesn't like gay icons? Or what world am I living in?
He might just not like gay icons because they don't like him.
But why were the Village People there?
I don't know. I'm still shook by how his walkout music when he won in 2016 was "You Can't Always Get What You Want" by the Rolling Stones. Because it was
They're like, hey,
like-
we didn't tell you to do
they're
that.
like, hold on.
We're from England.
Well, didn't he also do that with the Foo Fighters? Like, "There Goes My Hero."
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah.
call.
Eye of
Yeah.
the Tiger, I think, was also another
Yeah.
one.
Oh well, I mean that's public domain at this point. Everyone should be able to use.
His thought is always going to be, it's on my Spotify. Why can't I play it?
Yeah. If
I can
can-
click it, boom.
If I can look it up on
Boom.
the YouTube.
I got it downloaded to my iPad.
It's in my iPad. Okay, here we go.
China!
Enhanced vetting and screening. That's pretty much self-explanatory. Protect American citizens against invasion. Okay, this means that officials says that it equips agents and officers of ICE and CBP with the authorities they need to deport people from the U.S. That's scary.
Does that mean it's that
It sounds
the
like there's
CBP
no due
is something
process.
border police, isn't it?
I would assume so, but I'm not 100% sure.
It gives them the right to what?
Deport people from the U.S.
Oh, just at their leisure.
That's what it seems like. It equips
They draw a name from a
agents
hat.
and officers of ICE and CBP.
I know what ICE is.
So yeah, but that's so interesting because they probably usually have to go through a process, but it sounds like they can just say bye. See you later.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
Okay,
So that's what CBP is.
that makes sense.
But then ICE, that's the organization that does all the trapping the babies in cages. Isn't
Exactly. Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait for this
I
last
think it's
one.
great that we're talking about this on Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, it's crazy that they both kind of matched up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, boy. I mean, when
Yeah.
it's funny to live in a lifetime where our lifetimes are not complete, so it hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
Right? We're in our 30s. Where we were old enough to develop memories and understand that this place was a melting pot and doors were open and everyone could make a new life here.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're so heavy in the other direction
Yeah.
that it's just insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely bonkers.
Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah. Honey, are you jumping in? You jumping in?
Yeah.
Great. Remember, you really got to get in on that mic. Also, I don't know if those headphones are up. Are they up?
They are.
Perfect. Good.
Nice.
Everyone, my lovely bride,
They
my
can't
wife,
see me. I'm off camera. I
my
made
domestic
sure.
life partner,
I made sure I was off camera. I'm not on camera.
mother of my cat children.
Cat children.
Cat children. Cat children. Anyway, honey, what do you think about officers and agents of ICE and CBP being able to just kind of deport people at their leisure?
Well, I think there should be checks and balances to that.
I don't know if there's a financial end to this, so checks have nothing to do with it. But tell me more about balances.
I just mean that I don't think it should be up to any certain opinion. Like they need to. I don't know enough about the topic to form a good opinion, but
Well, that's just not true.
I just don't think
Nobody
that,
knows that much about it.
I just don't think it should be willy nilly.
Which
It
one?
shouldn't be willy-nilly.
Like I don't believe that.
We're
mass
still talking about
deport-
ICE and CB. ICE and
Thank you.
CBT.
Thank you, Lucius.
And
CBP.
what do they want to? What do they want to give them? Tanks?
No, they're saying that officers and agents can just deport people when they want, which makes it kind of sound like they're filling up all of their like internment camps, and so they just kind of get to be like, "U-10, go, hit the bricks."
Well, and this is the problem we discussed a couple weeks ago is that the border is being exploited by Al Qaeda,
I don't think that's true.
the Taliban.
I don't think that's true.
My mom said it was the Chinese.
Also, I'm sure the Chinese. I think we just let the Chinese in.
We've already allowed them to own over 300,000 acres of U.S. farmland. Like that's a real.
That's true. Chinese companies are buying farmland in rural areas in the Midwest and such.
Well, and
how
Where
many
are they
acres?
going with it?
How many
like
acres?
over 300,000 acres.
So here's a fun part. When I was in Arkansas a year or two ago doing that railing job.
There's a big old sign that said "Ni hao."
Yes. No, there were Chinese companies owned land around where we were working, and they were creating data farms, which were literally just containers full of servers collecting data in farmland on U.S. soil. And I'm just kind of like, what? What?
Is that why I'm getting better cell
What?
service in rural areas?
That's it.
We got
That's
5G
why.
all over the land now.
Also,
Yeah, they also bought T-Mobile.
you know
and
how
that's what
hard it
happened.
is to get internet out in rural Missouri?
It's hard.
I mean, I would
we
be
are
okay
not
with
at
some
the top
fiber.
of anyone's list.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think they're worried about giving us access to internet, but more
They're
worried
like,
about
guys,
collecting data. But
they're
at the
going to
same
put
time-
themselves in prison with the things they search on the internet. Don't bother.
At the same time, if you're going to go this far to not allow any Central American citizens to immigrate to the United States, why would you let Chinese companies buy property in rural America to set up whatever sort
Well,
of
they can
things
do it
they're
with
gonna
a
set
shell
up?
corporation. I mean, you don't have to. Nobody has to be attached to the real estate. They can make up an LLC and buy the real estate under that LLC. People do this from all over the world. This is how I know America is not going to completely fall apart. because the rich people from every country on earth is laundering money with real estate in the United States. So even if they bought the property just to launder the money, that would make sense to me. If it's farmland in Wyoming that's been skyrocketing in value for the past 20 years, if it's any land at all in California.
I'm pretty sure Henry Winkler owns a house in Montana.
Why would you know that?
Because I know
we love Henry Winkler.
Yeah, I keep tabs on the Winks.
What do you love about Henry Winkler?
The Winks.
He's a good actor.
He's a good guy. He's a good actor.
Do you think it's problematic, though, that he was selling all those reverse mortgages?
Oh, I didn't know about that.
I don't know.
He was the face of reverse mortgage advertising forever.
He was just getting paid.
No, I know. But isn't that bad?
Well, he hadn't won an Emmy yet. Then he did Barry, and he won an Emmy, and now he's a good guy again. Sometimes you got to get.
Oh, he got an Emmy for Barry?
He got first and second season. It was his first career Emmy ever. Was Barry?
Well,
season one.
finally. See? Keep
You
on
think
living.
Why didn't he win an Emmy for The Fonz?
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Happy Days?
Did we have the Emmys then?
All right, are you guys ready for the last bomb?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
we got
please.
way off track.
Okay, that's totally fine. Okay, so the last one is restore the death penalty. This action in particular directs the Attorney General to seek capital punishment for the murder of law enforcement officers and capital crimes committed by illegal aliens. It encourages state agencies and district attorneys to bring capital state charges for these crimes.
I don't like it. Like, I like the bad guys getting theirs, but I don't believe, like,
I don't think the
wrongful
death penalty is a
conviction?
good idea.
No, that's
But
a
wait,
bad
does this
idea.
only reinstate the death penalty federally for immigrants,
That's what it's saying. It's like by illegal aliens.
not by U.S. citizens?
Correct.
So that's how they're getting it by you.
Because the federal government
Okay.
doesn't have the death penalty. Some states still do.
Right.
So he wants the death penalty for illegal immigrants that kill people, especially law enforcement.
Yeah, law enforcement and
I don't think it's a
capital
good idea.
crimes.
They're going to shoot plenty of them already when they put the fucking Delta team on
That
the
sounds
fucking
like
border.
a pretty way of trying to say, and it's already pretty ugly, but a prettier way of trying to say, like, if you see illegal immigrants doing some violent shit, just shoot them on sight, and that's your okay to do it.
That's like the extreme.
Which is pulled directly from the Castle Doctrine. They want American citizens shooting brown people.
Yeah, they did it in Sicario.
Yeah, that's probably going to be real messy and bad.
I don't like it.
I don't
Buckle
like
up, baby. The next 4 years can be messy and bad.
Yeah. So that's just border security. So
What else?
Trump will sign an executive action on Monday that says it's the policy of the United States to recognize two biologically distinct sexes, male and female. An incoming White House official speaking on the background told reporters Monday, "These are sexes that are not changeable, and they are grounded in fundamental and incontrovertible reality," the official said. The change will require government agencies to use the definitions on documents like passports, visas, and employee records, the official said. Taxpayer funds will not be allowed to be used for transition services, the official said. A second action will end diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the federal government, the official said, giving as examples environmental justice programs in the U.S. Oh, that sucks. U.S. Department of Agriculture, as well as diversity training. The environmental justice programs, that sucks.
So
I mean, all of it sucks, but like...
it all sucks.
Yeah.
Why can't people that just don't understand just leave it the fuck alone and mind their business?
Well, it's like, I love the U.S. I think it's a privilege to be an American, but I also don't believe the government really needs to put their hands in that pot. Like,
No.
what business is it?
Especially because this is the
anybody's?
party that's always trying to tell us that we shouldn't. The government is not the solution for everything.
Right. What were you saying, honey?
No, I quote stop. Like, that's all I had to say. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, here's where I think Elon Musk and Trump combine. National energy emergency and, quote, electric vehicle mandate.
Mandate.
Mandate. Using the word
Oh.
mandate and electrical vehicles, okay?
That's not going to go well.
Wait. So I thought Trump was anti the electric car mandate.
I think that's maybe what has been said here. I'll just read it
In
to you.
2016, he was pro coal.
I mean,
I'm serious. He was. I remember being coal.
Coal.
Who's Cole?
Gotta have my coal.
J. Cole, the rapper. He loves J. Cole.
I love J. Cole.
Forest Hill Drive is amazing.
He's my favorite. Okay, Trump intends to declare a national energy emergency on Monday, aiming to cut red tape and regulations for the energy industry. And a second one specific to Alaskan resources, an incoming White House official told reporters. That national energy emergency will unlock a variety of different authorities that will enable our nation to quickly build again, to produce coal and natural resources, to create jobs and to create prosperity and to strengthen our nation's national security.
Well, when you say it like that, it kind of sounds nice.
So we should use coal to build electric cars, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, because here's devil's advocate here. Somebody is burning things to make the components for the cars, but we're not allowed to make a lot of those components here.
Yeah.
So, like solar panels, right? We buy a lot of them from China because it's cheaper that way, because China doesn't have any of the rules about what they can and cannot do to produce a solar panel.
That's
true.
They could just dump coal into a thing and slaughter an infant and then crank out a solar panel. I think that's the exact recipe.
My favorite McDonald's Happy Meal toys are made from the tears and bones of Chinese children.
So the attitude there is we might as well burn the coal to make our own shit, even though that's bad.
So, okay, the next paragraph says the action will end what incoming Trump officials call the electric vehicle mandate. End.
Yeah, because
and
Biden
we'll-
had a thing that like by 2030, certain numbers of everything everywhere had to be electric or something.
Okay.
It was a lot of California. I feel like a lot of that.
Yeah, California may still do some of
Didn't
that
it go
shit.
state by state?
But Biden
Based on
had
population density?
Biden had some kind of electric car mandate.
Oh, okay.
That I'm sure Trump wants to just shut right
I
down.
think
makes
it went
sense.
state by state based on population density. So, like, states like Wyoming were way looser on this shit,
Yeah.
obviously. But then states like California or New York had a little bit of a higher necessity. But also, because it's so population dense, you don't really see it day to day.
Yeah, it's actually okay. So it's actually turning out to not be an Elon Musk Trump collusion.
Elon Musk.
Okay, so and it will end efforts to curtail consumer choice on the things that consumers use every single day, whether it be shower heads, whether it be gas stoves, whether it be dishwashers, and the like. Trump has long railed against energy efficiency standards on the campaign trail and specifically taken aim at electric vehicle mandates, a term he uses to encompass all policies designed to encourage a transition to battery-powered cars. Rules actually requiring 100% of vehicles to be electric do not exist on the federal level.
I
That's
think
good.
Did you guys also see? You want to pull up a picture of this if you're listening to this. The Enron egg.
I feel like it's going to be slimy. Like, there's going to be like an alien.
Oh,
baby in there.
Enron was a company that went belly
It
up.
was energy trading.
And was that the thing?
Yeah.
And but some young guy brought him back, and they have the egg, which is a nuclear reactor power device for your home.
Nope. That doesn't sound right.
My thing is, if you're trying to pioneer the egg, an at-home nuclear reactor, nuclear you can trust.
Nope.
It looks like it could be like the size of like a air fryer.
Unless that egg is fully, like, a full exterior is made of lead, I don't think that that's a good idea.
But look, so that's how big it is. It's small. It's about the size of my air fryer.
It is. It's about the size of one of those.
And
air
there's
fryers.
that man next to it for reference.
But air fryers have kind of always been an
Limitless
inconvenient size.
power, perfectly controlled. The uranium zirconium hydride reactor combines advanced neutron moderation with boron control drums to precisely manage the nuclear reaction, delivering exceptional safety, unmatched fuel efficiency, and compact, sustainable power, all in one breakthrough design.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the show on HBO Chernobyl, you've seen those boron rods before, and it don't work that.
It's
good.
kinda cute, though.
It needs people regulating it constantly, and if you're requiring like software,
I'm sure they have a
updates
guy
to
that comes
regulate
by.
it, what you want to create service person jobs for these, and then they show up in one of those big old
My thing
lead
is,
apron suits.
if the only reason people know you is because you created some kind of catastrophe in the market, why
Enron's not a good
are
name.
you the person that is leading the charge to put a nuclear reactor in my house?
Right, right. That's like, do you hear about those new baby Bjorns? The Auschwitz baby Bjorns.
What?
They just don't. They really don't let that baby get out. See, that's what you do. You put a stupid name on a product, thinking it's going to be a good idea. No one's going to trust an Enron fucking nuclear reactor.
Here's my thing, though. I kind of would love the idea. And here's what I think it is. I think they're trying to... I think this is part of the UFO disclosure. A huge part of the overclassification of alien technology is the energy implications, that we wouldn't really need fossil fuels if, we had a sustainable 0-point energy source such that we are said to maybe have perchance designed, reverse engineered from alien input. No. Here's the thing. If you want to make the use of small form nuclear energy acceptable to people, you're going to start by saying, look, this is so safe you could do it at home. Because you could also just put one of these or a couple of these on military equipment, and then you have maybe a bomber plane that doesn't have to refuel.
Or instead of putting one in every house, you have one per grid that's bigger and produces more energy, and then it's not in someone's living room affecting their day-to-day life because they got a vacuum around it. What if it's this? What if the idea for the Enron egg is like Halloween 3 with the masks? And all the masks are going to rig to blow at the same
Seamless
time?
24/7
What if, let me
monitoring.
finish! What if the Enron egg is just to put a small nuclear bomb in every person's home that has it, so that when something does happen,
Well,
that's
let's
a part
talk
of
about how expensive they're going to be, because then I don't think they're going to be in everybody's home. Who's going to afford that? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I mean, the atoms are already there. You just got to split them.
24/7 monitoring by Enron's nuclear management facility, ensuring real-time
And
oversight.
that's where the detonator is the facility. So basically, whenever there seems to be a breach in national security, they just blow all the eggs.
Heat-resistant
sounds gross.
casting.
Blow the eggs.
Clay
We are
was doing that in the
experiencing a
kitchen.
breach in national security. I demand that we blow the eggs in this sector. You want to do what, sir? Blow the eggs.
Blow the eggs in the sector.
You don't question me. You blow them eggs.
Boom.
There's an egg button now.
You blow them eggs or you find a new job.
Release the eggs.
What's that red button that says blow eggs? You're asking too many questions.
I saw you're on the Sean Ryan show. Tell me what they showed you. They had a big red button, and it said "blow the eggs." And I said, "What are the eggs?" And they said,
What?
Blow
did they say?
the man down.
Blow the eggs.
"So don't buy the Enron egg. It's probably going to be $120,000."
Right. Which is roughly the quarter of a cost of a single family home.
However, if you buy an island, you buy your own island. That could be nice to have.
If I bought my own island like Nick Cage did back before he got,
You know,
broke.
he gave all that money to Elvis.
Did he? Mm-hmm. Good for him. You mean the priest? Who is the priest that Elvis is? Elvis is a preacher.
No, he's not a priest. I was about to say.
I'm sorry, not priest. A preacher.
He speaks very little Latin. I'll tell you that.
What's the guy's
We
name?
talked about that a couple weeks ago.
What's the guy's
Bob
name?
Joyce.
Bob
Bruce
Joyce.
Wayne shoes and
Bob
Latin.
Joyce. Yes. Yeah. No, if I bought an island, I would just keep all of my Enron eggs on one side of the island, and then just dish out extra money for the wiring that would
Would
run
you put him in
across
like a
the
neat
island.
little hut and be like, "What's in that hut?"
It's my egg hut.
on that tiny adjacent island.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's
I got
full
like
of
a
Enron eggs.
I got like a mansion on one side, and then my egg hut on the other side. And I buy the longest, skinniest island that I can find, so I can stay as far away from the egg hut as possible. Because when they hit that blow egg button, I want to be a safe distance.
Yeah, I agree with you.
How big of an egg do you think you'd need for a small island?
Do we take? What's the thing to do? Let's speculate. What does Joe Biden do next? I saw him leave on Air Force One today.
Probably gonna.
He's getting a sundae.
Yeah, it's gonna get ice cream. I was gonna say an ice
How
cream
much ice
sundae.
cream has he already eaten?
Rocky Road. Rocky Road. Sir, where would you like to go now that you're no longer president?
Cold Stone.
Cold Stone Creamery. I don't know why I sound like Jesse Ventura more than I sound like
Yeah.
Joe Biden. I want you to land at the nearest metropolitan area and take me to the Cold Stone.
What do you
Sure
get?
thing, Mr. President.
Mr. President, what are you going to get at the Cold Stone?
Snickers and confetti.
What size? They have like it, love it, and gotta have it.
I gotta have that German chocolate.
That you kind of went Forrest Gump at the end.
Mama always said.
Mama loved her German chocolate. Anyway. It's that easy. I think that there should be an ice cream social every time someone leaves office.
Oh, he's been doing nothing but ice cream socials for a week. What are you talking about? He ate every drop of ice cream in that building. Did you see him walking around the other day? He was talking to the baristas, and he ordered a milkshake from every single one of them.
No.
He's so full of milk.
He's so
Full of milk.
That's why his hair's so white.
That's why he's so happy.
It's
They're
all
like, just
the
give him the
milk.
milk. We're going to unleash the milk on Joe.
That's why you see that video of him trying to run on a beach because he can't walk in the sand, so he's just kind of like trotting like a penguin. And he was running to an ice cream cart.
Biden and Hillary both laughed out loud at the inauguration when Trump announced he was going to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Oh, yeah. That's the dumbest thing.
Lord.
That, and we're going to acquire Greenland. It's
Nice.
going to be amazing.
Why-
We're going to get the Panama Canal. And we're going to make Canada the 51st U.S. state. I'm very
That's
excited.
a huge state.
But first thing that's going to happen out of all those things that Elon Musk himself was visibly very excited about is we're going to put a U.S. flag on Mars. We're going to send 2 astronauts to Mars and put the stars and stripes on the red planet.
I'm really upset.
That was me putting the flag in the
Like,
soil.
what about like the thousands of transgendered people in the military?
They're gone.
They're good, but what does that look like?
Oh, that's the thing. Are they going to be reassigned to their
At birth.
their at birth sex or gender, or what happens?
Or
there?
are they going to be discharged immediately?
Let's look it up.
I mean, because this is
I don't think they have that planned out yet. I don't think you're going to
So
find
wild.
anything.
it seems like such a
I'm
sensitive.
sure it's not an executive order.
Speaking of who and who cannot serve, have you guys seen the Trump nominee for the head of the Department of Defense, Mr. Hegseth?
Hegseth,
The drunk guy?
young guy.
An 04 officer, or 04 officer 4. The dude isn't even halfway.
I
to
thought it was he
being
a corporal?
5-star.
No, what is he?
He's
was
a
a
major.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing letting a major be the leader of the Department of Defense? Okay, we need
Isn't he a Fox
5-star
News guy?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there was a Fox News guy, and that was a former major. Yeah, that's the one.
showing up to work drunk all the
That
time.
was the drunk
He
one.
likes to show up drunk.
I
and
like
grab
that though.
people.
I like that though, where like they're talking about something about being drunk at these like congressional meetings or things like that. You see someone with a cup in the back go,
Yeah, and he puts it back down.
yeah. He goes like this. Oh,
God.
I hope they don't know what's in my Yeti.
Yeah.
And that's that same room that intern filmed himself boning some guy in.
Woof.
Sometimes you gotta bone a guy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard this.
I don't know.
You're not the first person to tell me this.
But Hegseth was very anti letting women serve in the military, and then like at the whatever hearing about his potential.
Here's my initial thought about
Confirmation.
this. You would all agree that somebody that even gets through basic training maybe has the upper hand in combat against you. Correct?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That's why I just start
imagine
crying and screaming and I hug them and tackle them to the ground.
Imagine
that
there's-
wins every fight.
15,000 of those people that you immediately dismiss from their employment, and then like they have nothing to do, but you train them how to hurt people, and now they're going to be mad at you. Like, isn't that? Has no one thought of that?
Well,
I mean, no one. I don't think that they're betting on anyone being another Luigi Mangione in that situation. No
Yeah.
one's going to really take it out.
15,000
After
people with
what I
combat? mean,
looked up, yeah, it was like a rhetoric that was like brought about. But they're talking about just the disruption of military services by the thousands of people that would be banned.
Right.
Like that's just like they can consider it like a national security risk, you know, because we're in an age where it's hard to even get recruits into the military and have like a fully staffed military, like to.
Because I'm thinking you could prevent people from enlisting that fit into that category. You could prevent people from openly transitioning while in service.
Right.
But the
But
people that have
then-
already transitioned and that are still in service.
If the people that are in service do get discharged because of their identity, doesn't that then cost the taxpayer because of the defense budget?
Well, that's
whatever
what
money
Lucius is
flows
saying,
in?
the disruption to the
Right.
military
it
service.
Would, it would cost money for more training, more recruiting,
Yeah.
more everything like that. So
There's
Last
more
I checked,
Call of
our
Duty
enrollment
games.
is not up, right?
becomes
People
a
are not
financially
signing up for the
irresponsible
military left
decision.
and right.
What's that?
I said there's going to be a lot more Call of Duty games as like because a lot of people join the military after playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I
True.
think it's going to be a
Oh,
lot like it.
interesting. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but they're going to have to get creative because it's not
Yeah.
worth it
Well,
to people
you,
like it
you
used to be.
use video games as a vehicle to attract the
Oh, yeah.
consumer and then make them do other things. Like I played Skate 3 and then I face
went
planted
pro.
into a park bench.
Yeah,
Nice.
And I
should've
was like,
told
"No,
you.
this is fucking awesome.
We've
I want
talked
to do
about
that."
this
Yeah.
on the show before. Is that
Yeah.
Cameron Baker told me in 5th grade that I was too big to skate, and so
Yeah.
I never pursued skating. And he probably saved me all my front teeth, and I should have told you that because you're like me. I mean, you're a svelte guy, but you're top heavy.
Well, back when I had a skateboard, I hadn't hit the growth spurt yet. I went from 5'8" to 6'2" over a summer between 8th and 9th grade.
Good Lord.
Yeah, but
And
all
so
the
at the time that I owned and operated a skateboard, I was of average height.
yeah,
Were you
I don't
just
know how
screaming
Dee
that
does
whole
it.
time? That's like
I would
so
hit
many
one
inches.
hill and just be like, ah!
Just the growth spurt alone, 5'8" to 6'2".
Oh, that
How
was
many-
growing
how
pains
many-
like a
Oh,
motherfucker. I
he was
remember.
cantankerous.
I remember
Yeah.
literally waking up feeling like parts of me were breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was like they say growing pains, and that was the dismissive, like, oh, honey, it's just growing pains. Look at you, you're getting so tall.
Yeah.
And then, I literally would wake up and feel like I was getting stretched.
Oh
Right.
my God.
I can't like I remember being a kid and like my growth spurt. It was all in the legs, and I was like, ah!
It hurts.
She still has the shortest torso you've ever seen on an average sized person.
That's crazy.
I have-
'cause I'm the
I'm
all
opposite.
leg.
You think you know
I
where
have
her
short
belly
legs and
button
a long
is?
torso.
Add 8 inches. Go up 8 inches.
Yeah, I have the opposite problem.
Yeah, she's kind of like one of those M&Ms with the long legs.
The green one.
The
I got,
green one.
I got this. I
You
got
know, the
this
fuckable
frog,
one.
buddy.
I have legs all the way up to my asshole.
This is the most horrendous 90 seconds of ableism I've ever witnessed. So
What were we just talking about before all that?
Like trans people in the military.
That's not going to go well. The
but you're saying
the
it's
disruption.
not. But you're
is-
saying
not-
it's not an executive order.
No,
Well,
not
I
at all,
I like
no.
that I tried to reason with it by saying doing that would be a financially irresponsible decision. But then I stopped and thought, oh wait, we're Americans.
I think
and our
you-
government makes financially
Yeah.
irresponsible
I think a lot of those
decisions
people
regularly.
probably would love to make an exit from the armed forces, considering the rhetoric of the environment of
Yeah. Right.
leadership. However, I think you gotta
Right.
transition them out in a way that makes sense. You can't just dump them all. That doesn't make sense
Yeah.
for anybody.
I also find it going back to the executive orders that are happening. I suppose we can just kind of assume that they are about the gender, about them describing it or putting it into words that it's just two genders. I think that's actually pretty far out, like kind of like loosely based what they could do. It's not like they're saying that you can't change your gender market yet. All they're saying is that you can only put M or F.
Yeah.
So it's not like shutting down a lot of stuff, which is like, a little bit, okay, whatever. But
I had a flashback. I mean, though, when I heard him screaming the other night that, we're going to end the transgender lunacy in the military. And I had a flashback to watching, when I was a little boy, watching George W. Bush say, we're going to keep marriage between a man and a woman. That's it.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this, that at that time, all the adults in my life were insisting that I was gay, but that also being gay was bad.
yeah.
So I was like, well, that's crazy then that the leader of the free world doesn't want me to ever get married because I value marriage as one of my goals and values or whatever.
Yeah.
And it felt like the same exact moment. Like for people that I, happen to know that fit into this category of people that would be worried about this,
Yeah.
it's got to feel just as devastating that it's like, wait, my whole career has been this thing that
this country.
apparently I can't be myself and remain in service. I have a
Yeah.
clean record. I've never had any problems. I've had a really great success. It's been a really great fit for me, and I just can't be myself and do that anymore.
I think we brought this up way earlier, but it was just kind of like, it's for the people that are uneasy because they don't understand it. And again, they just need to mind their own fucking business. If they qualify through the PT exams and every other thing that they put these people through,
which is rare.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
70%.
Even then,
Yeah,
they don't fucking
they'll turn you
pass. They
away
don't
for
fucking
being
qualify.
colorblind
Yeah,
or,
70%
like,
of military-age males in this country are not eligible
If
for
you get-
service because of their fitness and health.
Yeah,
No, it's
chronic
true.
migraines. They're like, nah, not you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's a pack of Marlboro Reds. Get at it. Anyway, no, but like, I forget what I was talking about. Oh, they just need to mind their own fucking business.
if
If
they
the,
can
if the
pass the
people are
test.
qualified
Yeah.
by passing the exams to a certain extent, whatever they deem, eligible, then what the fuck does it matter what they identify as or what they have in their britches? I don't know. Like who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
This is all just
Yeah.
bored people that are looking outward instead of inward.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. This will be on YouTube,
Yeah,
hopefully.
thank
Praise
you.
God.
Just trying to tell that world what bugs them and then letting it happen on a fucking federal level. That's so stupid. Just mind your
It's-
fucking business
yeah.
and let the people sacrifice their lives for this country that's not worth saving.
Well, and it's not even like
I believe in the U.S. and the U.S.'s people, and like
Danielle was raised by an Air Force family, so she still has some allegiances. And
we
I like them as
absolutely-
people.
Sure.
Hey, does your father know anything about UFOs?
I bet he knows more than he's willing to share.
asked him about it. I'm pretty sure he'll say no.
I'm
ahead
going to get
and
him
ask
liquored
him.
up. I'm
Go
going to
ahead
start
and
asking
ask
him.
him. Oh, you gotta.
I haven't done it yet. I'm going to get him liquored
Ply
up.
him with
That's the
Screwball
thing,
peanut butter
is
whiskey.
He's really good about controlling his booze intake. I've only really gotten him drunk like 3 times in the last 5
We
years.
gotta find a good reason.
I'm going to get your daddy good and loaded on expensive tequila, and then I'm going to start asking him about UFOs.
Maybe you guys got to go ahead and have a baby.
Are they UFOs or are they UAPs? What are they now?
UAP is probably like the standard
Yeah.
now because UFO is kind of like it's kind of
unidentified
dredged.
anomalous
Yeah.
phenomenon because now they also come in and out of the ocean, seemingly at will.
That's true. That's true.
Major news in that category. There's a guy who considers himself a UFO expert who is insisting that the government is going to lie about an alien craft that is approaching Earth as some kind of power grab. The ongoing
The mothership, you mean?
Right. The ongoing thing here seems to be that we've been communicating with aliens. We have recovered and reverse engineered technology, but the government has set up organizations in the past that now do that completely in secret with a complete black budget with no oversight. George H.W. Bush told Bill Clinton it was none of his business. And that's kind of been a lot of the rhetoric. And it's very similar to the problem with Dick Cheney and Halliburton and the government just allowing private capital to just take over an area and then do things that are kind of illegal with no direct oversight, right? And so obviously the implications are a lot of those things, but it seems like it's like they're going to tell us some of the stuff so that they can lie to us about the next thing because the actual aliens are probably non-threatening.
I
They
think.
already live on the planet. They're in our oceans.
Yeah, they're
I think
inside.
They've
the
been
Earth.
here longer
They're
than
inside
we
the
know.
Himalayas.
And that's why they're mad at us. They're like, "What are you guys doing up here?"
Most refer to them
They are
as
like the most
Yeti.
polite downstairs neighbors you've ever had, and we are fucking it up.
Well, actually, here's the thing. Think about this, is that shit's gotten so bad when it comes to universal morale in this country that they're okay with leaving all this information out and releasing all this information about extraterrestrial life or whatever you want to call it, or interdimensional beings, whatever it could be. I think that it's all just a big distraction because everything's gotten so horrible. It's like, what else can we point out?
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever seen Ancient Aliens?
I've never watched it, but I know the guy.
I know the guy with the hair.
The
and
guy with the hair and
Aliens.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is out there for sure. Like they filled up 19 seasons of bullshit.
Yeah.
But there feels like some undeniable like energy that is around us that us as 3-dimensional beings aren't able to understand. Like what's that? Skinwalker Ranch. It's like a bunch of like scientists that are there and using a lot of energy probes and everything to kind of like see what kind of anomalies are happening. And you can't deny those facts that there's like
Why-
weird shit happening.
Why? I'm sorry. Why was this has bugged me since I first ever heard about Skinwalker Ranch? Skinwalkers are a whole thing. They're a cryptid,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
They're not alien related in any way, shape, or form. But for some reason, everything about Skinwalker Ranch is specifically about floating orbs and people seeing this and experiencing this sort of phenomena. Why is it called Skinwalker Ranch and not Floating
Well,
Orb
because I
Ranch?
think one of the original families that owned the property thought they experienced a skinwalker, right?
when
Yeah.
there was the black dog.
Yeah.
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 It was like a
Or
werewolf.
mutilated cows
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Right.
And everything. Yeah. And then there's like ancient artifacts. You know, like they also talk a lot about like past civilizations and the technology that they could have had at that point, which is unfathomable to me. They found a hammer in this type of stone that was like 125 million years old.
Oh, that's Mjolnir.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Vibranium. No,
It was vibranium.
Yeah,
Belongs
it's from
to Thor.
Wakanda.
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 And no one can remove the hammer because they're not worthy.
They're not worthy.
They're not worthy.
You got to get Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth.
That's the only two guys. Only Chris's can move the hammer.
Absolutely.
You got to get a good,
we gotta
decent
find our
Chris.
uncle and send him to go get the hammer.
Yeah.
Not just any
Yeah,
Chris.
We got multiple Chris's in the family.
But you got to
We're
pick
gonna
a
send
good
all of
one.
them.
I don't have a Chris in my family. Isn't that weird?
Really?
Yeah.
At one point in time, we had three.
I don't have a Michael.
But Saint Christopher was not like a glorious figure necessarily. I mean, he was.
yeah.
He's not necessarily the first saint you'd want to name one of your sons after. So
Well,
that
there were
could-
also different types of saints.
Oh, did you guys know that there's a saint of the internet now?
Yeah.
The youngest
Yes.
saint ever? Well, not
Yeah.
ever, but
The guy
like,
that
the most
died.
recent
Well,
The
you
dead
gotta
guy.
be
Yeah.
you gotta be dead to be a saint. You can't be a living saint.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You
I
have to
read
have
about
a
him.
miraculous.
My
That's why when you tell someone, "Oh God, you're a saint," and then that should be a threat.
Well, it's
That should be
like-
received
yeah,
as a
I'm
threat.
gonna
yeah.
Saints are usually
Oh, you're a saint, and you're like, oh,
Saints are either martyrs or people who have died horrifically,
or both.
or both.
Trump's saying he's gonna immediately declassify the files about JFK, MLK, and RFK.
What?
Trump said on Friday night, I thought, that he was going to immediately declassify all the confidential files on the JFK assassination, the MLK assassination, and the RFK assassination.
Oh well, JFK died because one of the people protecting him fucked up and shot him in the head when they were trying to return fire to whoever was trying to assassinate him. Figured that out.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't the one. It
I
wasn't
thought
the
that
one
was-
guy.
Something-
It wasn't the one guy or some shooters in the grassy knoll. One of the Secret Service agents panicked and misfired and shot him in the head, which explains why it came from the back instead of the front.
I don't know.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, and
Well,
then
and
RFK.
I
heard-
the
no,
only thing that we really
I heard
got on
that the
RFK is that he
security
stole
guard
a
shot
whale.
RFK. I heard that the security guard shot RFK in the back, and that Sirhan couldn't have possibly actually delivered the fatal shots.
What was the guy's name?
Sirhan.
Sirhan.
This is the thing about the internet that I love and hate is that there's so much
Misinformation.
misinformation. Like I don't know what's real anymore. Like, can I believe anything I see on my little phone?
Here's my thing.
I think you can bring it to an argument.
Yeah.
is assassination details should kind of be like spoilers for a movie. It's like, listen, if it's been 5 years,
But just release
talk
it and
about
put
it.
the little fuzzy thing like Instagram does over it and say, do you really want to see this? You know what I mean?
and they're
yeah.
like, sure, it's probably a guy getting hit by a car, and then it's like, oh, never mind.
Don't put it on the front page of the newspaper. Put it in a black bag, like like Madonna Truth or Dare. You had to buy it in a black bag because it was porn.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. I forgot all about that.
I just feel confused and ignorant.
Ignorant.
I'm ignorant.
And wasn't the
know
the person
nothing.
who assassinated Martin Luther King? Weren't they a person who did the killing? They were hired by a person, hired by a person, hired by a person. So they shot him, and then that killer got shot, and then that person got shot, and then the other person got shot.
Yeah.
and it made its own little just kind of chain back to the original hirer
It's like a Russian
employer.
nesting doll of murder.
Yeah,
I don't think it was the
murder.
Russians, though. I think it was the FBI and the CIA and the Dixieland Mafia, which was a loose network of Southern crime.
It was all three.
Because JFK had it out for the CIA. and the FBI kind of had their fingers in all the money in crime in the rural South, especially. I've heard there's a great podcast about this.
Oh, good.
Not a sponsor. So
What's it called?
So things are a bummer.
Okay.
Things
Yeah.
are hard. But
Yeah.
are we looking forward to anything?
I don't know why all those executive orders were like 90% of them were about immigration law and la 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 and horrible in their own sense. But then the last one just had to be about trans people for some reason.
I don't think an executive order was about trans people.
No, it
It
wasn't.
was about defining the gender.
Oh,
Defining,
yeah. I
defining the
agree with you.
binary.
Oh, and then we segued into the military idea but also that's just a
Yeah.
vastly.
But these are just the ones that he promised to do day one.
This is just day one.
Yeah.
This is day one shit right here.
Day one shit.
Yeah.
But he hasn't necessarily signed any of them yet.
I don't know.
Also, he proposed to ban TikTok in 2020 and got shut down then because people are like, well, freedom of speech. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do that.
But then
And then he turned it off for 17 hours and turned it back on and is, oh, yeah, thank you, Trump.
and
yeah."
it's the
But part
stupidest
of
thing
it-
TikTok has ever sent me is the message that we're hopeful that you can't use TikTok right now, but we're hopeful that President Trump is going to work a deal or something. And that
Yeah.
made me so angry.
So angry.
My thing
That's
is
weird,
they're
yeah.
talking about national security, but it's really all of just about media control, which always happens when you're going steadily towards a totalitarian state. What?
Because the CIA totally seeded Meta, right? Or in the early days.
Yeah. Probably.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure.
Absolutely. So the CIA wants you to move to their platforms.
And what's that? What's that one?
They already
Facebook and
have-
Instagram and
they already
Threads.
have all of
What's
our
that?
information.
What's that one for Republicans?
Rumble.
No, it was had a different name.
Truth Social.
No, there's another one.
Red Zone.
Was it?
Red Zone?
No.
That's ESPN.
You guys don't remember?
Sports Center.
No, what the fuck was the
the
sports,
farmers
sports
dating
center.
app?
No, yeah,
Farmer's
it wasn't
Almanac.
Christian-
Farmersonly.com.
It wasn't J-Date. It was
J-Date is
what,
also
no,
the CIA,
what the fuck
turns
was
out.
what Parlor?
Penis into vagina.
There was a Parlor for a minute.
Parlor. I'm thinking Parlor.
They took Parlor away, though,
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Boy, we really had a rough few years for anything called Parlor, huh?
Yeah.
Thought about that just now.
What do you mean?
There's the bar in the Grove with all the ladies getting drugged,
Oh, I forgot about that because I don't drink anymore.
right? And then there's this thing, Parlor.
And then there's this Parlor.
There's
And then,
and that's the only two I got, really.
good. That's plenty, though.
It happened in a short enough amount of time.
So my thing is, I'm trying to find out what Biden's going to do next. It's all about the
We already
pardons.
Ice cream sundaes,
Yeah.
Rocky Road, and want a banana split.
And we speculated on what Kamala does next, and we don't really know.
Maybe I'll retire to a beach community and have a banana daiquiri. That's still too Jesse Ventura. I keep going too over
Yeah,
the top
that's.
with it.
But it's kind. I kind of
I
like
can't
it. I like
remember
that.
what he sounds like when
Yeah.
he speaks.
That your Biden is really just Jesse Ventura, but about specific topics, mostly frozen treats.
Mostly frozen treats. Yeah. You ever been to a froyo? If you pay extra, they let you put however many flavors you want in the cup. What?
I personally like the chocolates that look like rocks at the froyo.
People ask me
When I was
how
a
many
kid,
frozen
I was like,
treats
I'm a big
I do
monster and I'm
enjoy,
gonna eat all these rocks.
and I say all except for Orange Julius. Never been a fan of the Orange Julius.
Isn't that just like a Slurpee, like with orange juice in it?
It's like an orange slushy.
It's a creamy.
It's a slushy.
It's a
Is
creamy.
Is it creamy?
Like Dreamsicle?
Like a dreamsicle?
I think so.
I do like a
yeah.
dreamsicle. I'll get the
Yeah.
dreamsicle milkshake at Lion's
Has
Choice.
anyone had an orange mocha frappuccino like they were really excited
That was never
about?
real.
I know
No.
it wasn't.
You could custom order it though.
But maybe the Orange Julius is just a very similar thing to the orange mocha frappuccino, but no mocha.
And also the drinks they were drinking in the car in that scene were not even frappuccinos. They were iced beverages. They were not.
You're right. They
blended.
were blended. Yeah.
I do love the moo lattes at Dairy Queen.
I've never
That-
had
You
that.
would drink a moo latte.
I have a distinct memory of being in like grade school or something, and my mom they like just came out and my mom loved them and wanted to go get them. Also, the like coffee flavored shake at Arby's is actually pretty fucking good. What do they call that? Like the Java something. I don't know. Jamocha.
The
Jamocha.
The Jamocha shake.
They always have so much
Yes.
sugar in them that I feel guilty immediately.
It's a shake.
It's got coffee
It's
in it.
a
It's
shake.
healthy.
It's healthy. It's
Those
coffee.
I want one right now.
Well, what we
Those
do
are so
now,
good.
what we
Start your day with a
we did this
Jamocha
last time we
milkshake.
went to
Yeah.
Costco. Is we both went to the counter first for food and got their like frozen blended coffee drink full of sugar and chocolate syrup, and then we went shopping with that to kind of carry us through, and
Yeah.
then we got our aftercare hot dogs after. So we went
Yeah.
to the counter twice.
Whoa.
It was a good day.
Have you seen those?
How many times did you both
Aftercare
shit
hot
while you were there?
dogs. Huh?
How many times did you shit while you were there?
It was an emergency to get home. I'll just tell you that.
It was an emergency for her. It was the Saturday before all that snow hit us, so my butthole
yeah.
was so tight because that was the busiest Costco I've ever seen.
Oh God.
My butthole was so tight, I don't think that I could have pooped. I think if someone put a gun to my head, if the Costco boys were there, they were like, shit right now or you get the boom, I wouldn't be able to do it.
They are the representation of a demonic entity called Baal.
I know ball.
What?
Yeah, that's who
Who's
they
that?
are. I think it's an incantation.
Oh, that'd be it.
That's what Tim Dillon says about
I don't
the
like
Costco
that.
family.
I don't like that little fat kid that calls himself the Rizzler. I don't like it.
I don't even think he's related to them.
He just picked him up.
I think so.
You kind of look like us.
Isn't he like the neighbor?
It's just a little kid. I don't know.
I'm so lost. I'm like not on
And now
whatever
they
algorithms you
do
guys
like
are on.
stage performances where they like rap and dance and sing and shit too.
Which I'm not for.
Which I don't understand how you go from being just TikTok famous for eating Costco food.
See, I don't see any of that on my TikTok feed. I
Oh.
just see how to make sourdough starters, recipes, pickling,
It's all the
knitting.
algorithm.
I got the Great Depression start pack on my TikTok algorithm.
Knitting.
Starter pack.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Maybe some homesteading, goats, maybe.
Oh, my Facebook is like that. I get a lot of not just food, but like people with goats and
Yeah.
like the rescue llamas. I would love to rescue a pair of llamas.
Yeah.
You can't just have one; it's inhumane.
Yeah, they need a friend.
need
They,
a
gotta
friend.
be, they need a herd.
They get horribly depressed.
You gotta have at least 8.
Well, I have 3 dogs already, so I think if I add 2 llamas to 3 dogs, is fine.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
right.
here you go. Costco guys performed "We Bring the Boom" in front of 100,000 people. So that's what we got into on that part.
So, wasn't the dad like a professional wrestler or something?
I don't know.
Nobody knows anything.
I don't care enough.
I don't know.
Then why did you make me talk about them?
Oh, it's just where we're at. I mean, we're well over an hour, so if you got to cut that out.
No. I mean, I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about, anything's real. What did Elon Trump? Oh,
What did Elon Trump?
What
Elon
did Elon
Trump.
Trump
What
do?
did
what did
Elon
Elon
Trump
Trump do?
Mrs. Elon Trump.
Oh, hey. It's your guy.
Oh, look at
Elon
this.
Trump.
This is good.
I'm not regular MAGA. I'm a Tips Fedora.
He's doing
dark
like a.
MAGA.
He's doing like a. He's doing like a Captain Falcon kind of Hitler-y thing.
Oh, that's a straight up salute. That is.
It's a Heil.
No, who's doing the Heil?
He literally just did this and this.
Who did that?
Elon.
Fuck frickin' weirdo.
He needs to stay in his fucking lane. He's South African.
But this has been the Jacob V Weekly Inauguration Day Special. And everything's fine. And assuming that I have electricity and liberty in a week, we'll be right back with another episode of Jacob V Weekly. How are you? Are you okay?
What?
Oh God, are you going catatonic on me?
I think we both got whiplash.
From what?
The podcast.
Yeah, Podlash.
The podlash.
Oh, say, can you see? Sorry, I don't know.
Exactly. So jacobv.com, patreon.com/jacobv, doorstop-studio.square.site. Noantics.bandcamp.com/merch. Same for blendedbystereo.bandcamp.com/merch. Patreon.com/jacobv. New stuff coming all the time. Tons there to start with. tons of ways to get involved. Baby brother, anything else?
Did you bring up Caddyshack of Hamilton, Illinois?
Oh yeah, of course, top of the show. We start there.
You thought I was going to say something really out of pocket there.
I
didn't you?
had no idea. I didn't expect it.
So how long did you know? I can't even do it. The
It's pretty good.
what does he say? How long have you been with her?
Yeah.
Great.
Want to say something about Baby? Want to say something about?
Oh yeah, baby's coming. We're gonna try to squeeze one more of these in before the baby is here. But then we'll be. It's gonna be a challenge.
Say something about Baby. That's good. You be Papa B.
Very soon.
Papa. What did we say?
I don't feel appropriate when I get on the air.
Oh yeah, please don't call me that.
Papa V.
I gotta go have dinner for Uncle Sam's birthday. My baby's Uncle Sam.
You talking about that fake American guy?
No. My baby has an uncle named Sam.
Oh, Keenan's little brother. Oh,
That was
I
like,
got thrown off.
Yeah,
who is
for sure.
that?
Okay.
My brother-in-law.
Is it his birthday?
Yeah, well, I've never seen.
Is
the
it his
guy
birthday
other than
today?
Twice. So.
Yeah,
Where's he going? Where are you going?
just the house. We're gonna take it out there.
Oh, that's good. How is Sammy doing?
Well, we'll see.
Uncle Sam.
I'm sure he's fine.
Sammy
It's
did.
his birthday. Jacob V Weekly
Sam
on all platforms. We're still on TikTok.
Happy birthday, Sam.
And happy birthday,
Sam.
Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam. He's an Uncle Sam. I don't know. Great. Bye, guys.